What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to SteveBussaGS. I'm being joined by the one, the only Emperor, Jagz. My guy, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Beautiful day in the city of Jagz, man. Beautiful day. Good.
I love to hear it. How are you feeling, man? You feeling good?
Good, man. Good, great.
Bro, it is so dope to get the opportunity to sit down and chop it up with you today, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. Not just for me too, but I got three main goals today that I want to go over while I got a chance. All right. The first and probably the most important for me is I wanted to, if I ever had a chance to talk to you, I want to make sure I have the chance to give you your flowers properly myself from overseas, my guy. Just absolutely an incredible talent. And there's a lot of reasons to it. It's not just the music. If you don't mind, I would like to give you your flowers properly before we get super into this and let you know why I'm this excited about this. All right?
All right.
So
I'm ready.
You were introduced to me during like a culture shift. So I was doing a podcast with Stogie T and PQ, right? So we were doing a podcast in South Africa, and he said like, yo, let's expand this to become a Pan-African podcast, not just in South Africa. Let's cover music throughout the continent. And I had not at that time tapped into anything other than the SA hip hop scene, right? Literally one of the first things he says to me, he's like, you need to go do some research. I was like, all right, let's do some research. I can count on one hand the number of cats that I've had genuine compliments from Stogie T from. And literally one of the first things he says is, you need to go and look up Jesse Abaga. Let's go, baby. So like, I got introduced to you off of a massive, massive cosign, right? Fast forward, you hit the channel. You're the first artist in all of Nigeria to ever get a perfect score of 100 out of 100 on the channel, right? So like, let's go. So like, you were already legacied in, like, yo, this was a big deal, man. But then it gets to the comments, though. If you ever get a chance, go and look at the comments on the videos of people reacting to you.
No, I don't.
You have impacted the GSGang so much, dog. You have inspired so many people. And I'm not just talking about the artists out there. I'm talking about the fan, the everyday people who just listen and use your music to get through day to day, that feel seen because your music has a message and shit. And like, dog, I appreciate you. Like, I really do. Like, I want you to know this is coming from a place of sincerity. Like, this is.
I appreciate it, man, Steve. I appreciate it.
So by all means, take your flight. And I know you know it. That's the best part. As I'm doing research, I'm going through like your other interviews that you've done. I love that you are aware of how dope you are, because it's important, dog. It really is. Like I love to see it. I love the confidence. You know what I mean? I love the acknowledgement of the work that gets put in. So like when I have the GSGang and they're looking up to individuals and stuff like that, I take a look at like a lot of the messages that you're putting out. What is the message that I was getting from Jesse Jagz lately, right? You've been pushing the entrepreneur stuff a lot. I love it. You've been a champion of freedom in terms of just having the ability to do anything as an artist and not sign your life away. And if you are going to sign, the fact that you were pushing that is not necessarily a bad thing, but you have to educate yourself. And like,
very true.
Bro, I don't know. It feels like you don't miss a step, my guy. I feel like every time that I get a chance to see what you're putting out to the people that listen to your music, you're giving them good advice. You're pushing them in the direction of enlightenment instead of, you know, as you've talked, you know, just making music about shaking ass and shit like that all day. Like, bro, I want you to know that it does not go unrecognized. I want you to know that even if you're not aware of the people who are listening around the world, dog, like there are people out here who are pushing your music and it is making a fucking difference, bro. So I just wanted to get the chance to say that to you myself, my guy.
I appreciate it, Steve, man. I appreciate it. The reason why I make the music, I appreciate it.
I love to hear it, man. Now, I'm ready to get into some questions and pick that brain of yours if you don't mind. If you got some time for us in the GSGang today.
Oh,
let's get it, baby. All right. So first thing I want to get into is, how are you as a person? Are you feeling good? You happy? You healthy?
I'm good. Good, man. Healthy, strong. Um, at peace with myself. You know what I mean? I'm good, man. Happy, strong, healthy, married.
Congratulations. And you just had a birthday, right? Happy belated on that
Yep,
too, my
yep,
guy.
yep. 10th was my birthday. Yep, very true. Yeah.
Hopefully you had a good time. All good stories.
A lot of drinking, man, but it's good.
Fair enough, man. How is the missus? How is the married life, man? Is it good?
Good, man. Good. My daughter just graduated. She's 18 years old now.
God bless.
So having a great time, I guess.
Super dope, man. How is the family life? Everybody's just on the up and up.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, up. I mean, it's not easy. You know, everything is responsibility. So, but it's nice, man. It's good to be married. I say that. It's good.
You don't hear that story very often. That's why I'm asking. The married life is treating you well, then, right?
It's fucking great to be married, man. You know what I mean? Instead of breaking up every 2 months. You know what I mean? Like having
right.
someone has your back. It's great. It's great.
Any advice? Any advice for those of us who are still working towards it in the marriage realm of things, my guy?
Find your friend, man. Find a friend. Find your G, man, Steve. Find your friend, someone that will be there to take and thing, that knows you, that's not just here because you're blowing up on YouTube now and stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Find someone that really appreciates you for what you are. You know what I mean? Yep.
That's beautiful. Tell me, when did you know, my guy? Tell me. Give us the juice. I want to hear. I want to hear the gushy side of Jesse Jagz.
Well, I got married to my classmate, so I've known her.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, maybe 25 years. So, you know.
So yeah, the work's been put in. Okay, that's not this is not someone we just met. That's 25 years.
Decades of work to achieve this. You know what I mean? So I mean, she knows me. She knows Jesse, not Jesse Jagz. You know what I mean?
Right. I got
you.
So
that works for me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's absolutely beautiful, dog. Congratulations again on the getting married. Another day around the earth. You know what I'm saying? So like this is good. I love the energy coming into this. We got new work on the way, right? It's great to have you back on the scene.
Family trees, Steve. Family tree is going to crush these motherfuckers, man. Damn, they're fucked. They haven't been writing. I've been studying them. They haven't been writing. Niggas have been fighting. You know what I mean? So yeah, Family Tree is on the way. First single is already done. Hopefully should be out end of September.
Okay. Are we looking at a 2022 for the full release?
Yep, 2022 full release. For the end of the year. Yeah.
Awesome. What do you hope to accomplish with this project? What's the goal of this project?
It's a tough question, man. Goal of the project, I guess, is I mean to let people know that good music matters. And it takes a while, like to actually come up with music that is gonna, you know what I mean, outlive you and outlast you. It takes a while, man. You know what I mean? So it's been in the works. What I hope to achieve with this project is I guess we're all going through similar things everywhere in the world. It doesn't matter what country we're in, you know what I mean? We're all going through the same things. Generationally, another generation comes, you know what I mean? So I guess I want it to be medicine for the soul, whoever cares to listen, whoever has the time. Yeah, it's medicine for the soul, it's educative, it's yeah, I guess that's what I hope to achieve. That's all I hope to achieve.
That's awesome. I'm here for it, man. How many tracks are we getting on it?
I think maybe 12. I've been advised that these days albums shouldn't be too long. You know what I mean? So 12 songs. 12 songs, I'll say.
I don't
what I'm
think that
going.
your fans would be upset if you decided to give us a long album. I think you might have a little extra pull than the average cat.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I always try to like extend the music and push it. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to be. I know like listening span in the world has reduced right now. You know what I mean? But 12 songs, I would say.
That's dope. I'm here for it. Anything that you could tell us, because I'm trying to squeeze every bit of information I can to you out of this, man. Any features that we should be looking out for, things of that nature, anything to get hype
Features,
about. I want to build hype around
features,
this.
man. Features. Okay, let me give you guys something small. I think I have um what do I let out of the cat? I have Caveman on it. Um of course Ice and MI, usual suspects. Um Vector,
Okay.
Sheikh Kuti. I think that's where I am. I tend not to do too many features. I think that's where I'm at right now. Well,
Sounds good. Now, a lot of the questions, I turned it to the GSGang for a lot of the stuff, right? Because I want to know what people want me to talk to you about. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the voice of the people, right? A lot of the questions had to do with the direction for the creative process, right? So, like, I guess I want to. I'll just be a little bit direct with this, right? What do you look for with the people that you do want? As someone who's like selective with collaborations, there's not a lot of them, right? What is it that you're looking for with somebody that you want to collaborate with?
tough question, man. I guess I always have to make the song first. I make the song first. Then if I've done like two verses, I listen to it and I go, which MC wants to be body band? You know what I mean? Then but for me, I guess I look like top of me, like who is killing it right now, who has quality, who's gonna put me on my toes if I'm gonna do it first with that person. You know what I mean? So I guess that's always what I go for, like who is on top of their game, who is writing, who's killing it right now, who's gonna push me. That's what
That's
I look
dope. And so there's a lot of cats that are looking up to you that are up and coming artists. You know what I'm saying? I happen to be, I'm shooting a docu-series right now with 4 to 6 Nigerian artists, as well as Tochi as the A&R, right? So we're doing a little documentary about
nice.
what the preconceived notions are as an up and coming artist in Nigeria, and what are the hurdles that you think that are specific to being in Nigeria as an artist who wants to come up, right? So a lot of what the feedback that I'm getting from them, like not only are you an inspiration to them, but the following of your path of your career, right, has a lot of people's attention, right? Between the ins and outs with the labels, with you pushing being an independent artist and what the importance of educating yourself and everything like that is. I feel like a lot of that stuff has been pouring out of it. If you, man, this is so dope to actually be able to tell you this stuff directly too. But like while I'm talking to these cats and like the influence and impact that you have and stuff like that, would you be interested at all in seeing a documentary like that and then responding to it if we did a follow-up?
Yeah, of course, man.
That would be super dope because literally all I would want to see is like you see the answers that these artists, and they're all dope. I ain't put nobody on this that wasn't already fire. So these cats like they're nice. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that would be super dope. I want to do a follow-up series to answer their questions with the OGs. That would be dope. I appreciate that. That'd be fire, man.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Steve, let me know. Yeah, boom. Good.
That's dope. Let's go, baby. I got some deep questions. For you, man.
All right.
I read your interview that you did with Joey, and I was brushing up. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I want to get as much information as I can prior to coming on to this. One of the things that you've said a lot is that the music is going to live on forever. I have 2 important questions that I want to know about this that wasn't super clear, that I got kind of like mixed signals from while reading your interviews previously. Number one, the music is going to live on forever. That's a bold statement. I love it. I'm here for it. What I want to know is, does it matter to you that they know that Jesse Jagz is the one who created it? Or is the creation of the art what's important to you?
God damn, Steve. God damn, that's a tough question. It's the creation of the art that's important.
And I have a follow-up to that too then.
Yep.
Is it important to you that the listeners, once you're forgotten, knows that the music was created by a Nigerian artist?
No.
Talk
No,
about it.
I'll say no because once I'm gone, I'm gone. That's how I view life. Once I'm out of here, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, I am Nigerian first. You know what I mean? I can't run away from that fact. But I want it to mean more than that. I want it to. We're now in a global village. You know what I mean? So I want it to mean more than that. I want it to inspire every musician out there who wants to, do it, not just Nigeria. You know what I mean?
Do you think that holds any type of a place specifically in the people's hearts? Like, here's what I'm trying to get at too with this one, right? With this, the follow-up question to this. There are so many people that you're important to because of where you come from. Like literally, like seeing like your story is enough to give people around you hope, like, yo, I'm gonna keep pushing and keep doing this and stuff like that. And a lot of that is tied to the identity of, hey, this isn't somebody who was in LA in the US that got hand fed and spoon fed an album, and you know what I'm saying, and pushed. Like this is a legacy that was built and stuff like that. So for you, just to make sure I understand, what you're saying is what's most important is the authenticity and the creation of the art itself, not the tags that go along with it.
Yep. Not the tags.
That's
not the tags. Just it being authentic and I guess when I make music, I think like when it comes down to things like art, only 1 out of 10 people really have the ability to appreciate high-end art.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I make it for that one person. The 9 other people can catch up, but I hope it inspires everybody. You know what I mean? From Jos to Nigeria, whether it's Kenya, whether it's New York. You know what I mean? I hope, people find inspiration from whatever it is.
That's dope, man. How do you find how would you define success then? When all of a sudden, you've done a lot, but when all is said and done, right? When Jesse goes and he's being a father, he's being a husband, you know what I'm saying? Like that becomes the main focus when all is said and done. How are you going to define success, my guy? What is it going to be like? Yo, I was successful once I have done what? Talk to me.
Finding peace with myself. I think that's what success is. Finding peace with yourself. Because as artists, we give a lot of ourselves out to the public. You know what I mean? But finding your own peace, your own happiness, your own plot of land, your own thing to hold on to. You know what I mean? I think that's what success is, regardless of whatever else anybody says. You knowing what exactly makes you happy individually doing that.
Are you happy?
I think happiness is like every other emotion. I'm not happy like 24 hours a day. You know what I mean? That would make me a psycho. But
no, I said no. I didn't say anything. You can hear me? I can hear you. Look, one of your headsets probably went out. You're lower.
Yeah, I think went off. So for me, it's just finding your own space, finding what makes you happy. Because as artists, we're like slaves, man. You know what I mean? Everybody takes, the fans take, record labels take, the whole industry takes. At the end of the day, it's just finding what your own, when you get home at night, what makes you happy. You know what I mean?
That's dope. And everything that I've heard about you so far, right? I was in a space where MI was talking, and shout out to MI. MI said that he had visited you at your house. Your house was beautiful. You were happier than you'd ever been. Like he said, he painted a picture. Man, I've never talked to you before a day in my life. I felt happy for you the way he painted the picture, man. I was like, yo, let's go. This sounds beautiful, my guy. Is it? How do you get to that point, man? That sounds dope. I love it. I want positivity, man.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, I was in Lagos for like 10 years. I just got tired of the BS. You know what I mean? Like, it's a great city to make money in, but a shitty city to raise a family in. You know what I mean? So just got tired. Jos is my home. This is where it matters for me. I came back to actually show the next generation that it's possible, man. You can live anywhere in the world and you can make it happen. Yeah, it doesn't have to be one place right now. The internet has freed us. So.
Which is, it's interesting you say that, because when you talk, a lot of times I get mixed reviews on how you feel about technology. Because in one vein, you give off this very rustic, I'm in the mountains making this stuff from the muscle the way that we used to. Like, how many you play what? Drums, percussions, piano, you're on the saxophone.
Bass, piano, saxophone.
Right? So like when you're talking about all that, you say it in a way that's like, man, this is what elite looks like. Being able to go and create from nothing, and like, this is what it is. But at the same time, you're talking about the internet has set us free because we have all this technology. How do you balance that? Like where are you actually at with all of it?
I stay off social media.
We know.
So I use the internet for exactly what it should be meant for. If I don't have a song to put out, or I don't have what to say, you're not gonna find me there. I don't care what people think, so I'm not reading comments. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm in my space. And that's how I keep it going. If it's 10 people that listen to a project, have I influenced those 10 people? Do they understand what I'm saying? Are they better for it? And once I'm done with it, I'm done. I move on to the next project. You know what I mean? So it's tough. You know what I mean? Every decision has its sides. Being in Jos, I might not do as many shows as if I was in Lagos, but I've already put all this into context, and I knew that, okay, if I did this, then this is what's going to happen. But this outweighs this. You know what I mean? So
Gotcha.
Good.
All right, sounds good. So I'm gonna give you a very open-ended, more difficult question with that then, right? So one of my main goals as an entity, as SteveBussaGS as a brand, is I want to go and try and get as much information from people who have lived in the industry and have been of the culture, right? To give it to the people who are the 18-year-olds out there who are writing their first verse, you know what I'm saying, who are making the first CD. Yeah. You've been through a lot from what I've read, right? Just from the research that I've done, and I'm late to the game. I'm probably only a year in of being a diehard fan and discovering the music. And I'm already jealous of the next person that doesn't know who you are, that gets to listen for the first time. Like, trust me, like I get that, right? Push yourself in a position where you get to go and talk to 18-year-old Jesse Jagz. You've been through a lot, dog. There's a lot of pitfalls that you could help these up-and-coming artists avoid. There's a lot of things that a single decision could have changed stuff. What type of advice can you give these cats? What would you give yourself at 18, dog?
That's tough, man, Steve. That's tough, man, because as you said, I'm not opposed to like record labels. I think like what you're saying about my mixed messages, I'm not opposed to record labels, but if you're going to sign, then make it count, man. Because there are a lot of artists who just sign and they don't go over the cliff. You know what I mean? They don't rise to that peak. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna sign, then make it worthwhile. You know what I mean? Like, do you know why you're there? Make your mark. You know what I mean? But if you don't and you want to be independent, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder.
Facts.
To be independent. You know what I mean? And give yourself time to grow. You know what I mean? give yourself time to make mistakes, own your mistakes, own your glories. You know what I mean? Be you and do you, and eventually, you know what
I want to dig into this a little bit more specific, if you don't mind. So let's talk about this. The idea of knowing what it is that you're looking for, of knowing why you're signing. Don't sign to sign, but know why you're signing, right? So I would like to use you for example. I know there's rumors right now. There are talks going around that there's conversations with Def Jam. That would put you in some very good company of like Nasty C, Stogie T just signed with Def Jam. Like there's a lot that's going on right now, movement wise. What are the items that you look for on a contract now that you are intelligent, now that you've made the mistakes, now that you've lived through doing the right and the wrong way, right? What are the things that you look for on a contract before signing? You, Jesse Jagz, like, hey, this has to be like X, Y, and Z before you and I have this conversation at all. Because that's important for them to know.
I look for where the word masters is written on the contract. And I read that sentence over and over. Who owns the master copy at the end of the day? So important. So I look for that first. Then I look for the duration of the contract, what we intend to achieve during that duration. But I always intentionally set out, I must own whatever I put out once it's done. Masters.
How did you, obviously you went through it. How did you educate yourself? So if I'm a new artist, right, and I'm looking to start getting into this and I want to do the work, I want to put the work in and go and educate myself. Where did you go? What did you look up? Who did you talk to? What are the methods that someone could do to do that? Or is it just Google it?
I mean, first place would be human contact. You know what I mean? Hanging out with like lawyers. You know what I mean? What does this mean? What does this line? What does this word mean? Then reading a lot of self-research, like just using Google and being like, okay, what does this? Because a lot of the language in contracts is shrouded in a lot of like, what's the word I want to use? A lot of terminology.
It's purposely vague.
Yeah, so
it's purposely vague.
You know what I'm purposely vague. You know what I mean, Steve? So like reading, what does maybe mean? What does can mean?
Gotcha.
What does may mean? Yeah, it changes the whole, you know what I mean? And actually doing a lot of self-research. You know what I mean? And then human, like hanging out with people, you know what I mean? Hanging out with other industry people, MI, ICE. Yeah, how did you get this done? You know what I mean? So
that'd be nice if we all had that option, huh? let me just hit up the big industry guys, see what's going on.
I mean, if you don't have that, then if you don't have that, the truth is then you're screwed. It's left to the artist to just figure it out. You know what I mean? If you're signed for a 5-year contract, you have the discipline to stay there. You know what I mean? If you want to leave, do you have a team set up enough to be able to, you know what I mean, start going over contracts and, you know what I mean, having meetings.
Gotcha.
So at the end of the day, contracts are fucked, man. You know what I mean? They're always vague, like you said. You have to just read in between the lines. You know what I mean? Find it.
And as it stands right now, are you looking to be enticed to sign a contract or no?
Nah, I'm never gonna sign. Best case scenario, I'll have like a partnership with maybe another record label, but freedom matters to me, man, Steve. So never sign under anybody. Never, I would never do that for the life of me.
I'm gonna ask you an ignorant question, and I want you to give me a straight up answer. Does this apply to everybody? Because like, you gotta be good enough to really be able to muscle out the independent shit.
Like every artist is gonna hear this. It doesn't. If you don't know you're good enough, please don't do it. You know what I mean? If you don't, and there's no way to tell you if you're good enough. Only you can know. You know what I love it. only the artist himself can know. There's no way to tell you. There's no manual for this. You know what I mean? But if you work hard, you know what I mean. You push yourself. You're open. You know what I mean. You're open, but you're closed. You have a closed mind, but you're open at the same time. You can listen to other ideas, but you know what you want. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, so only the artist can know. Only the artist can know.
How much do you think? I did way too much research coming into this, right? So like you're on record saying like very few are chosen. Let's get into that, right? Everybody thinks they're the GOAT. Everybody thinks that they're a top tier for whatever reason. I don't know why we got into it as a culture when we start saying that, right?
Yeah, everybody wants, yeah.
Is it possible, in your opinion? I want to know Jesse Jag's view, right? Is it possible for me to be mid, for me to be mediocre and practice my way into God tier? Or is it just like you either got it or you don't? And I want to know your honest opinion of that. Like if I could you take somebody who's just trash right now and train them into being as good as you? Or is that just you either, like, you know what I'm saying?
Man, that's tough, man, Steve.
They ain't come for the easy questions.
That's tough. That's a tough question, man. Let me use sports as an example.
Okay.
Is LeBron James gifted?
Yeah.
Or did he work for it?
Both.
I think the two things at some point have to intertwine. I think with influence, if you're born in a family that is musical, there's a lot more probability that that music might transfer. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
But it's a lot of work, man. If you know, I started rapping at 19 years old. That's when I first my first rhyme where I was like, man, this is dope. You know what I mean? Was 19 already. So, but then there's some things you can't teach. Like there are two sides to the answer of the question. There's some people I've met that are unteachable. Some people don't understand rhyme patterns. Some people don't get it. Some people get it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think the more music a kid is exposed to, the earlier they are, the more it can soak into them.
So what would you take? How would you look at something then with like Benny the Butcher, who didn't get started until he was 35 plus? Do you think, is that an outlier? Is that like the exception to the rule?
Yeah, that's like an exception to the rule. But he has done, I mean, Benny the Butcher he has probably listened to maybe 1,000 records. You know what I mean? So
easily,
subconsciously, I think he was doing his work.
Okay. So if you're being raised up with music, not necessarily creating, but as long as you were raised up with it, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Same thing with sports. If you're around people, you grow up early around people who play sports, somehow you start getting that affinity, and then, especially when you're young, the line between work and play, if you love what you do, begins to, you know what I mean? So you're working hard, but you love what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Right,
so,
right.
I'll say a lot of hard work, but you have to be able to tell if you are gifted first. And there's no way to say it. There's no way to. I think it's a mix of both. Yeah, it's a mix of both. Two things, you know.
If you could only play one instrument for the rest of your life, what instrument would you not give up?
Probably the saxophone.
Are we going to get a lot of that on Family Tree? I know we are.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of.
Let's
I think
go.
Family Tree is going to be more. Having now being able to play saxophone, I think a lot of jazz, a lot of hip hop, a lot of reggae. You know what I mean? But finding how to unite all of that in my personality. You know what I mean? So but there's going to be a lot of jazz music.
All right, let's stay on Family Tree for a second, right? A lot of what we talk about on the channel is setting, right? So like there are certain songs that I think play a lot better on the speakers than they will in headphones. There's certain ones that I only want to listen to by myself on my headphones that ain't for when the homies are over, right? In terms of family tree of what of the serving that you're about to give us, right? What would be the best situation, the best setting, the best scenario, the best ambience for someone to fully be able to take it in?
I'm going to get a lot of flack on this one. Like, roll yourself a huge joint first.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Roll a huge joint. Find your spot at your crib or your car or whatever. You know what I mean? You want to drive and listen, play and listen. Give yourself the length of the album to listen and listen. That's all. It's music. Listen. You know what I mean?
Are you still getting flack for the smoking stuff?
I don't think so. I think I've been saved right now. The niggas who were giving me flack, I've started smoking now. So,
oh, so now you're clear. Now you're clear. All right.
Now I'm in the clear. Yeah.
That's fair. All right, let me ask you a question about that, right? So you were raised in a religious household, correct?
Yeah.
What was what religion were you raised in?
I'll say the evangelical church.
Okay.
For whoever is Christian or Muslim or who knows stuff about religion, the evangelical equa. So that's like the missionaries came here, set up, like there was Catholic, but they're the Protestant guys too. Then they're the evangelical. So
Gotcha.
my dad was more of like a missionary in that sense, not and I think that's why I left my record label, because my dad left the church probably like after his 4th year. He was like, man, I'm done with this. He went and set up his own, set up his own stuff. So
apples and trees, right?
Yeah, so MI and I like were playing instruments age 5, age 6 already, because we're in church like every week, man. Back to back every week. So
is that something? I want to draw some parallels here. Now that you're a father, right? Was that a similar upbringing for your child? Is your daughter, right? I don't want to miss that. No, let me specify. Not the religious aspect, but the involvement with like gospel music, the involvement with gospel music and playing the instruments at a young age. That's the portion I'm talking about.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, she had to grow up sort of like in church. I mean, being around family and stuff. So
right.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to speak too much about her. She's very under G.
Okay. No. Absolutely.
Like under the radar, but I mean, she's good. She's more into like film. I think her dad being Jags, her uncle being MI. She's tired of music. You know what I mean? So I think she's like going more into like film.
Okay.
Like more film stuff. Yeah, but I mean, I pretty much raised her up to be open. You know what I mean? Like, do you? You know what I mean? Be your own adult. Take responsibility for what you do. You know what I mean? So,
now, as of right now, you're Rastafarian, correct? Like you practice Rastafarian?
Yes, and I think I need to explain what I mean when I say Rastafari. It's not a religious thing for me. For me, it is that Haile Selassie was the last king.
I got you.
In Africa. Yeah, so it's like paying homage to ancestry and to royalty. You know what I mean? For me, it's less of a religious. You know what I mean? Religious thing.
So is that not something that you're raising your household in, and it's more of a personal belief then? Or is that something that you are contributing to those around you as well?
I'll say I'm the only Rastafari. Some of my crew guys are here. They ain't Rastafari. Some of them have crew cuts, and you know what I mean. Like, so I guess for me it's a personal thing. Like I did a lot of study. Haven't read Bob Marley's biography. Read Haile Selassie's biography. Like I got deep into the culture of like what dreadlocks meant to them, staying healthy, what marijuana means to them too, you know what I mean? Yeah, which is used for reasoning, you know what I mean? Like when we talk up, yeah, we need to sit down and have dope conversations, you know what I mean? What's going on in
Got you.
America? This was going on in Nigeria is meant for reasoning, like or meant to elevate, you know what I mean, the mind.
Okay. I'm with it. I'm with it. These are just, look, man, I got a lot of questions that I wanted to get out from all different aspects of life. I figure we get as much as we can. All right. I want to ask you questions about Jags Nation now. All right. About the fan base. This is kind of a personal question too, but I've been doing these interviews now. I think I have 30 plus interviews with artists from around the world. And one of the questions that not questions, but one of the conversations that I always find interesting are the artists whose fan bases they feel as though really get them, and then there are artists who think that like their fan base don't get them at all, but they just like them because they're celebrities. You know what I mean? How do you connect with Jags Nation? Do you feel like your fans really appreciate you? Because I know you made a comment earlier about it takes a certain type of people to be able to appreciate high level art, and if you have 1 million fans, 1 million of them can't. You know what I mean? Like, where are you at with Jags Nation?
I think out of 1 million people, probably 50,000 love you.
Damn.
That's how I view it. That's how I view it. Like, if I had 1 million followers on one place, I think 50,000 of them are actually true followers of what I do.
That's
Everybody
heavy.
else is. Some people are just there for the clout. Some people are just there to be online and be on social media. So I make for that small percentage when I make music. I have fans. I have people that walk up to me, "Oh, Jags, I love your music," and then I'm like, "Okay, how many songs do you have in your phone?" And they have nothing. You know what I mean? And there are people that walk up and are spitting verses for me. So I think as an artist, you need to be able to distinguish between fan love and what real musical love, like the people who really love the music and follow, who spend the time to listen. You know what I mean? Not those just like waiting for the hits, and you know what I mean?
Right.
So I always undercut what I do. Always undercut what I do. If I'm expecting 1 million people to listen, I think maybe 50,000 to 100,000 might get it. 10% really is gonna vibe with what the project is.
Why do you think that is?
It's just how humanity is. Out of every 10 people who watch soccer, maybe only 2 people really know what's going on. The rest, everybody else, just like bandwagon, like they're
Right.
cool to be a fan. You know what I mean? Like, but there are few people that I've met like who really love the music, who pay attention to the words, who listen to it over and over. You know what I mean? So for the fans, I do love my fans, and I do have a lot of them who are real. But then there's also that just you're a celebrity, you know what I mean? You're the next target, you're the next guy to take a picture with, you know?
Right.
So yeah.
How do I go?
Trying to
So
balance.
this is a beautiful conversation. I appreciate you going in on this. Let's say I'm watching this now, right? I see you up on SteveBussaGS channel. Make sure you guys click like, subscribe, all that good shit. But I see you up on the channel, right? And I hear you say this, and I say, man, I don't know which one I am. I don't know if Jesse Jagz would consider me to be a true fan. How would you guide that person to better understanding you and your music? Is there specific songs where it's like, man, go back and re-listen to this project and really listen to it? Like,
I think so, Steve. You're asking a very dope question. I think so. I think like the deeper music I've made. Like if somebody walked up to me and told me, "Oh, Jags, I love me and Wizkid's song, Baby Girl, Call Me Jailer," I place them in where you're not really a fan of what I've done, because that's easy music to make. That's pop music. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
If somebody walked up to me and said, "Oh, Jags, man, I listen to Burning Bush every morning," I'm like, "Oh, for real?" Yeah, then you have, I got you there. That's hard to listen to. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it's music, so I can't differentiate. Like, people are gonna like what they like at the end of the day. I guess my job is not to. It's just to make the music, man. Just to make the music, put it out there. Like what you like. If you don't like it, you know what I mean.
How do you feel as an artist? How do you feel when somebody likes your music for the wrong reasons?
Man, it sucks, man, Steve. It sucks. Like when people walk up to me and like, yo, Jagz, I love that your song waiting day today. I'm like, man, that was 13 years ago. Like that was like 2 decades ago. You know what I mean? So it sucks, man. Being an artist, worse off being a celebrity, sucks. It sucks balls, man. Sucks nuts, man. You know what I mean? But you have to find a way to balance it. You know what I mean? So some people love Jagz because he's Jagz, because he's a celebrity. Some people love the music. You know what I mean? Some people don't care about me. They don't need to talk to me. They don't care if I tweet. As long as they have the music, they're good. Some people want to see me out, take the pictures, you know what I mean? So it's tough, man. There's no way to balance it.
I got you. I appreciate you talking to me about that, man. I got one for you. As far as the music that's coming out, right? I made an observation myself, and this is no shade to anybody, but let me get through the whole thing before I say something, right? So to familiarize you with my channel a little bit more, I'm not sure how much of my videos, if you've ever watched them or not, but I'm
your avid follower.
Let's go. You guys heard it here.
Done. Yeah, I follow you. Like I'm subscribed to your channel. Follow you.
That means a lot. That's super dope. As I'm reacting, I got put on to the natural transition was like, yo, you got to check out some Afrobeat stuff as well. All right. And in my reactions, I came across Burna Boy. I've heard like maybe 1 or 2 songs from Burna Boy. Burna Boy's nasty. He's very nice. He's
nasty.
That cat can do it. However, the first song I ever listened to from him was the Monster You Made. And I couldn't help feel.
The first song of Burna Boy you heard, Monsters We Made.
Yep.
Are you serious, Steve? God damn.
Well, I had never even heard of him before prior to the channel. Like, remember, this is a brand new world for me. I get to look at stuff with like baby opening their eyes for the first time. You know what I mean? But I couldn't help feel like when I listened to that record, it's an incredible record. It was beautifully done. The video and everything like that was super powerful. But to me, it sounded like redemption. Like, and then I started looking at the numbers, right? So I looked at the numbers and I'm like, man, this one has less than 1 million. And this one's got what it had, like 15 million maybe at the time when I'm looking at it. And I can't, like my rapper brain starts kicking in, right? And he definitely didn't outbar you. So it has to get to a point where it's like, is it the production? Is it the marketing? Like where was the ball dropped on one and not the other? Because like sonically, if we're talking about bars, if we're talking about melodies, if we're talking about the message that was being sent, there's no reason one should pop and not the other.
Burna was built in the house of Fela.
Talk about it.
The difference is. That's what the difference is. He grew up. The rest of us grew up hearing, "Oh, you're doing music, don't do that." You know what I mean? Burna, from the day he was born, has been told that he's the chosen one. That's the difference.
That's powerful stuff.
Like some people have it. Like Burna came from the house of Fela, man. That's different, man. You know what I mean? It's different.
You're coming back out. We got new music that's coming. Are you doing things differently this time to make sure that something like that doesn't happen again? Like I want to talk, like, show me the evolution of GSGang. How is it going to be? Like, this run that we do now is not going to be the same as the run that we did before, but I want to know why. Like, what's changed? Where are we at now? What's the growth that we're looking for?
I would say some of the seeds I've planted are now trees. That's what the difference is.
Okay.
Some of my fans who grew up on my music are now men. You know what I mean? So I'm in a much better position. People who love the music, life happens, so they're going to get older. You know what I mean?
Right.
And those fans have been able to transition with me. You know what I mean? So I guess business-wise, I'm in a much safer zone.
That's good.
You know what I mean? I think I have a lot more people who understand me. You know what I mean? Apart from like the younger like Generation Z, and I think a lot of people who listen to my music have grown up with it. You know what I mean? So I'm in a much better, safer place. I'd say that.
We talked about like how you deem success, and that you're in a much better space mentally and family wise and stuff like that. And it's beautiful to see. What are your goals musically though? Like the person, like everything that we talked about is valid and I'm with it, right? But like if I'm part of Jags Nation, right, and I'm listening to this and I'm like, I want to know what his goals are. Like, what are we pushing for? What do you want us to do? Are we pushing for like a #1 hit? Are we just pushing for the next thing that comes out? What is the next accolade that you want to be able to say Jesse Jagz did X, Y, and Z that we can help you out with?
The fucking Grammy, Steve.
Let's go.
It's mine. I own it. I'm going to bring it to Joss and show them that it's possible. Grammy straight.
Now let me ask you this. So this we go back into this duality of Jesse Jagz stuff now, right? So let's get into the brass tacks, because you're gonna turn around for this conversation and you're gonna tell the next person who gives a fuck about a Grammy, and I'm with you on that one too, right? Is there any, bro? I'm not pushed away by none of this. We're on the same page with a lot of this shit, my guy. No sugarcoat, nothing. I'm with you.
And I pass a lot of conflicting messages. You know what? I'm talking about the Grammys now, but my last interview, I'll be like, you know what? Fuck the Grammys. You know
right.
what I mean? I think there are personal goals, and there's like when you become an artist, there's what your fans expect, and I want the Grammy.
Okay.
You get me?
I got you.
Ash on the Grammy Award records. Grammy Award itself. You get me? I want to be able to ash on it. You know what I mean? But top of the world. You know what I mean? Coming from Joss, haven't done. You know what I mean? Africa. I'm looking for the next continent. You know what I mean? I want. If I catch Kanye West in the studio, he's fucked, man.
Talk.
You know what I mean?
Talk.
On to the next. You know what I mean? So
I got you.
For me, that's where I'm at now. Yeah.
So we'll be looking for you to take that Grammy home, my guy. We'll definitely be rooting for you.
Boom. Steve,
Let's
boom.
get it, man.
Yes,
All right, real quick. What are your views on battle rap? Because I want to talk about. I happen to be in very cool with what used to be Battle Rap Nigeria. They've since rebranded into Word on the Streets, and there's actually a few leagues right now in Nigeria specifically who are like doing things, who are really, they're making moves not just for like themselves and the brand, but also like giving an opportunity to a lot of these like young cats to like focus their energy and shit like that on positive shit. And these leagues are doing some shit that's like really, really dope to see. Are you tapped in with the battle rap scene in Nigeria at all?
Battle rap. The last battle raps I saw was, I think, when Black Bones, before Black Bones became Black Bones. Battle rap is not huge in Nigeria. We're not there yet. Let me not lie, we're not there yet.
No, I know where it's at. I'm involved with them every day. Those are my peoples. I'm asking you what your opinion of it is. Like, are you into it? Do you enjoy battle rap? Do you think that it's good?
I follow what's his name? What are my guys? I follow battle rap a lot. You know what I mean? Shout out to K Dot. Avi, what's their name on? Yeah, I follow them a lot. Like, I listen, but I think culturally battle rap doesn't really work in Africa. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
There's certain
No, I
things-
don't.
Yeah,
Talk
you
about
get
it.
me? Like there's certain things you can't really say on stage. You know what I mean? A real battle rap means I've studied you
Right.
and I'm going to go in on you. Culturally, I think Africans are a bit held back. Like there's certain things if you said about me in a rap battle is going to descend into war.
Got
You know
you.
what I mean?
I understand.
Yeah,
I
so
get you now. I get you now. I get you now.
I think it's going to take us some time to be that open where lyrically people can actually like go in and body. Yeah, I think it's still, there's a lot of hidden spaces. Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Some
I will
shit-
say
some
this
shit
though.
you can't say. Yeah.
There are some killers in Nigeria. There's some killers in Africa in this battle rap shit, dog. I'm telling you right now.
Ooh, Steve, put me on. Let me check them.
I'll put you right now. Battle rap, pull up battle rap Nigeria. Queen Moda versus Slim Buck. This is a god tier battle, dog. Both of them. She came in killing it. Slim Buck came for murder. Like, yo, that's a fire battle, and that's only one of a lot, dog. Like, there's a yeah. Queen Moda. Yeah, she's a female.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And she's fired, dog.
Wow, I'll check that up.
So
but I mean, like it's changing. You know what I mean? I'm a bit. What's the word I'll use? I'm a bit old school tier. You know what I mean? Like I don't know too many of the young people. I haven't looked at battle rap in Nigeria for a while or in Africa for a while. You know what I mean? But it'll be exciting to see that. And I mean, it's about time. You know what I mean? It needs to expand.
it's beautiful to see. Is there any chance of us seeing you more now that we're doing another run? Now that you're back in the public eye, we got interviews. Is there any chance of us?
I'm back.
Are we going to see you on like hosting any battles or on any of these shows, the Hennessy stuff or anything like that?
I might host the battle, but I think we're already working on something like that. Yeah, there's we're trying to host battles. That's what I'm doing in Jagz. Trying to, you know what I mean, get these kids up, give them a platform, give them a stage to be able to perform at. But for battle rap, my only issue is you have to be Eminem to convert to be an artist. Battle rap has its own rules, and
Facts.
writing rap songs has its own, you know what I mean, like its own rules. So if you're a battle rapper, please study Eminem, study Slim Shady. That's case study, you know what I mean? Converting from a battle rapper to become an artist. You know what I mean?
Interesting. All right. Dude, I appreciate you taking the time to chop it up with me today, my guy. This has been so dope, dog.
Steve, when are you coming to Nigeria now? When are you coming now? When are you going to come down?
I was gonna try and make it out there for like a palm wine festival or something like that. Like when I come, I want there to be something to do. Like I don't want to go just to go. Like I want to go to see an event. You know what I mean?
A lot of shows December.
Yeah, as long as I just gotta to see what's coming and make it happen. But I plan on getting out there.
Steve, I have
I'm
a
good.
question for you.
Let's go. Lay it on me. Whatever you got, my guy.
Top five Nigerian MCs off the top of your head.
I'll let you know as soon as I hear them all, my guy. As soon as I hear them all, I got you, bro. I think people who make lists are egregious, dog. Like my mentality has changed so much since I started this channel, dog.
MI, man. I hate MI. If I walk into a room and I see my brother, I'm like, fuck, man. Steve. Shit, MI is it. MI dope, man. God damn.
Yeah, I don't get into the top 5 combos, though. There are so many dope MCs. It's almost disrespectful to be like, these are the top 5. Like in what? Like what's the criteria? What are you talking about? I never got into that stuff, dog. I think that I don't believe. This is a great conversation. I fight with Stogie about this all the time, right? About whether or not music is.
Are you Pac or Biggie?
Probably. I'm not into old school hip hop like that. If I had to pick one, I'm going East Coast every time. So I'm going Biggie just because I'm Philly. You know what I mean? Like the bar style is there. Like that's what it is. I There's two.
J. Cole, Kendrick.
Jags. Look, dog. Look. Here's something you need to know about me. Here's something you need to know about. I've never liked popular artists, right? So I've never been one to listen to the radio, right? When everybody else liked Biggie and Pac, I was listening to fucking DMX and Nas. Like, it was just different. Like I never did that stuff. Like, everybody liked fucking Kendrick and Cole. I never got into them. Like I was still listening to the Locks. Like it's different. And it's not, I don't slight them. I don't slight nobody for it. It's a blind spot with me. You know what I mean? Like, I took the commercial, my mentality was warped, dog. Like, I took like the commercial artist, and the whole thing felt bad to me for some reason, right? Like, I've been a battle rapper my whole life. So like, I was always about the underground shit, the street shit. Like, my bars, when I go to battle and shit like that, like I can't make a pop song. That's not what's in my heart. That's not what I do.
I have a question to ask you. Though.
Let's go.
How do you prepare for a battle? How long does it take? Like, because I've never really done like a battle. Like, how?
That's fine. I'm doing it right now. So if you follow battle rap, you know who Ilmac is? Immaculate?
Yeah.
Ilmac actually scouted me out to do a battle on the 25th for his league on the Twitter Spaces. So I'm going to be battling for Ilmac on the 25th in Twitter Spaces. Make sure y'all check that out. The flyers
of this month.
This month it's happening. So I'll tell you how I prepare for it. Like, it's not a problem at all, man. Number one, I break it down by the minutes, right? So it takes me about 60 seconds roughly to get a 16 off with my style, with how I rap, the pace that I do, and everything like that. So if it's 3 minutes, I break that down into 3 different 16s. Of those 16s, I'll usually figure out what kind of a theme I want to go for each one of them. So I'm gonna do 8 bars of like nerd anime shit because I like that. I'm gonna do 8 bars of gangster gun bar shit because I like that, and I'm gonna do 8 bars of name flips and personals, and like, you know what I'm saying, like, that's the formula. So I get a little something to everything in one 3-minute round. You feel me?
How do you know when? Do you ever catch yourself sounding like what you've said before?
All the time. It's a Philly thing too. We all sound alike. like there's definitely some regional shit. Like, where you're from, you're gonna have certain things that you.
Philly is where Meek Mills is from, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Meek Mills doesn't necessarily rap like a Philly cat, though. Just so we're clear. Like, Cassidy has Cassidy has the Philly swag. How Cassidy raps, that's how everybody really sound around here. We got the punchline flow, dog.
God damn.
You never heard me rap before?
I haven't, Steve. I need to go and check now.
Really?
Once I'm done with this. I haven't, man.
What? Oh, that's cool. So you just respected me off of GP. You don't even know I'm not good.
Steve, do you have some on your page?
Yeah, I got a bunch of shit, dog.
Okay. I'm gonna check them out now. Check you out now. When you write, do you place a metaphor over what you want to say, or you go for what you want to say, then the metaphors come?
I write in reverse. So I'll figure out what I want to say, come up with the metaphor, the punchline at the end, and then reverse construct the bar from the end to match the front so that there's no filler. So I'll figure out, so if I want to say, like, look, I'll pull some shit up right now. I got, like, I said, let's go. I said, every battle I've ever been in, I slice dudes up. So I'm going down to history like a high school slut. Won't even hype dude up. You trying to wreck our flow? We'll have you eating slugs, baby. Escort, go. You get your next card, Joe. You won't pop shit now. What's that coach called the team, boy? We lock shit down. I make it block you pounds because I feel y'all bluffing. So we grip the metal when we walk and we ain't on crutches. You better lay off, cousin. You getting found with your car spray. We holding pounds and hold more rounds than a barmaid. You get put in the ground in a dark place. Close it up and lock it. You feel at home in a coffin because you always in the closet. Homie, better stop it. Ain't nobody hotter than 6. I'm straight crack. Y'all cleaned up and got sobriety chips. Say goodbye to your kids and anybody else that feels you. You had 99 problems. I got the 100th one to kill you. I got the face of a killer who got 2 Glocks aimed. You had a tattered religion. I'd be a boondock saint. Trust me, your dudes got changed. And these people in the birds, I'd have been left the hood, but they ain't got no chinos in the burbs. You be emo in your verse because you ain't got no chicks. That's why your dick got no back. bangs like Kanye's bitch. 6, get his Beyonce fix. And I'm leaving him crying. You a pussy whip maggot. Wouldn't cheat on a diet. You better leave before you riot. And we handle these cowards. You get your post replaced with stuffed animals and flowers. You get showered with the nines all drawn. Getting locked in that box to use that pine saw lawn. Then we gone. We off to attack kids with backbreakers that turn your bucket list into scrap paper. Once we empty out your house, me and Jagz are taking turns to pound your spouse. You dealing with a god. I'm like Verizon with the tech work. My squad will fill your block up. I'll be like, bitch, I got the network. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Damn. Steve, can you do me feature on the album, I think?
Yo, whatever you want. I got you, my guy.
I'll send you, I'll get your number on your WhatsApp. I'll send you a beat now.
I can't do that. Hold up, because this is funny. Because you was talking to Joey, and you was like, yo, do white people have rhythm in their heart? And I'm sitting here thinking, bro, I'm like, nah, he's right. I can't rap on beat for shit. It's like, I was like, he got me, dog. He got me. That's why I battle rap, dog. I don't make music. I make people feel bad about themselves. That's all I'm good at.
Do you ever do research on who you're battling?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. Why wouldn't you?
Dope. That's dope. Man, Cannibals hurt me, man, when he did the battle with Disaster.
He hurt everybody.
He hurt me. Broke my fucking heart.
Bro, I can't believe I just got to rap with you. That was dope.
Out of the Chop Boys, I don't know if you have done something with Ice Prince. Ice Prince probably is the better freestyler out of the three of us.
Like off the top freestyles or just like free verses?
Yeah, like off the top, like
off the top.
Yeah, that's the cipher, and yeah, I think Ice is a bit quicker than the rest.
That's dope. Yeah, I haven't really got into him. I don't get requested to do his music much. Like I know his name, but I don't think I really get requests for him at all.
Shit. And he's dope. Ice is dope, man.
I'll check him out. Absolutely. Any other questions? I didn't mean to go off on like a 100 bars on you, my guy.
Philly, who is killing it in Philly? Like if I wanted to feature somebody young,
OT the real,
killing it, that's upcoming, that's on the, you know what I mean, that's on the rise.
OT the real.
OG the real.
OT. T as in Thomas. OT the real.
OT the real. Okay.
Yeah, he's nice. He's nice. He's like if you like Benny the Butcher, you're like OT. He's like that.
Yeah, I love Benny the Butcher.
He's like that.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out, man. Cool. All right, bro. Look, I appreciate you taking the time to kick it out with us. Anything you want to say to any of the fans and stuff like that are watching? Any shout outs?
To the fans, I love you guys. You know, new music coming. Fuck you guys too at the same time. I love you guys, man. You know what I mean? Like, new music coming. Steve.
So much to you. You know what I mean? You took African music and you put it, yeah, you know what I mean, on the pedestal and everybody's watching right now. You know what I mean? Boom. Shout out to you, Steve. Shout out
I
to
do want to say
team.
this,
you know what I mean?
fam. Anytime stuff like that comes, I am the sole benefactor of this. I don't look at it any other way, dog. It has changed my life, my playlist, the music I listen to, the people I get to interact with, the way I look at life and shit. Everything has changed since I started discovering all this stuff, dog. Like, trust me, all the blessings are mine. Just discover your music, not just yours, the entirety of everything.
You have done so much for African music. You don't even know.
Bro.
You know what I mean? You've done so much, man. But blessings.
Before we leave, who's someone that we got to look out for that we ain't listening to right now?
That you guys got to look out for. His name is called President Zeke. He's on BHP. The name of the record label is BHP, President Zeke. Look out for him. Look out for a guy called Suran. Look out for Ill Connect. Some cold motherfuckers in Jaws, man. Steve, please, can you do this for one of my other rappers, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll hook you up with somebody that needs it. I have King Pali at the back. Pali.
Yo, what's going on, family?
Probably stuff is online too. Yeah. Stuff is online too. Yeah. So shout out.
Yeah,
to
man. Absolutely. Whatever you send me through, I got you.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Cool. All right. As always, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I will catch y'all on the
I'm gonna see you in Philly this year.
Cheesesteaks on me, my guy. I got you.
I'll see you in Philly this year.